Welcome back to Kharak. Oh, yeah. Look at these. Look at the colors. They're the same. Hey. Except, of course, the stripe is different. Anyway, this is Kharak Cup number 4. We're going to be back on the Boneyard. And it's all going to be different today because my microphone's on the left side of my face instead of the right. Makes a big difference. Anyhow, this will be a pretty fun matchup. Gaalsien versus Coalition, of course. On the one side, we've got Shrike, who's been performing quite well this tournament so far. Turn the volume was very high. But yeah, he's playing as the Coalition, of course. And then Begil down here on the south, playing as the Gaalsien. This is one of those maps where I'm starting to feel a bit more with time that there is somewhat of a difference between the two spawns. Not that one of them's better than the other per se, but there's definitely a bit of a difference. But it's definitely an interesting map. I really like this one. Seems like this area, it's a little bit easier to deny the second from that side than from this side because of the way that the dunes work out. But then again, the main is a little bit more exposed almost, I feel, over here than it is over here because a bit more difficult to pass through this choke point, or at least it's proven to be for me somewhat. It's an interesting map, but yeah, this is going to be the map that's played on round 3 of this tournament, so Descara and I will also be playing on this map in the next game. Scanner going down right here. I like the positioning because of the way that it's like behind the cover right here. But if you look on like the, if you look on the sensors viewer, that looks like it's covered all the way over here. Whereas actually units can move there, which means I believe they can shoot at it too. So always pays to kind of look at this area outside of the sensors viewer to see if it's actually behind cover or not, but that's all right. More notably, Begil is moving across the map here with a bunch of sand skimmers. I like to usually have like a couple more long distance mining here because long distance mining is like insane in this game, but that is okay. 4 of them moving out here toward the second. Gonna probably deny this long distance mining salvager over here. But there are AAVs going to be coming out pretty soon. The tech is going to finish in about 6 seconds, and so Shrike shouldn't have much trouble holding this off, although he may lose the salvager right here. I'm actually wondering where Shrike's money has gone. Probably just into the AAV rush, although one salvager does go down as we see. So that's pretty good economic damage done by Begil already. He'll be happy about this. But with these AAVs popping out just now, that should be the end of it. I was just doing some, oh Shrike, my boy, put into the range. I was just doing some testing with Descara about like the optimal Coalition build order. I guess he was looking for that. And yeah, we found that if you put 1 power into like the repair systems on the carrier, you can basically stop a salvager from getting killed if there's like 4 sand skimmers there. Like he'll just not take any damage, which is pretty cool. Very helpful in the early game, of course. This AAV starting to roll out onto the field, push these sand skimmers away. An artifact is going to extract over on this side, which will put the score to 1-0. That'll be nice for Begil because he's probably going to be on the back foot here, but getting refinery mode already, getting railgun fabrication, this is textbook play here, definitely what we want to see. I like this turret placement also from Shrike, just kind of making it easier for him to extract artifacts. Should actually bring the scoreline to 1-1. Not moving out so far with his AAVs, and I guess that makes sense if he's worried he's gonna be like backstabbed or whatever, but I'd actually like to see him produce a couple more AAVs, although he's going straight into railgun as you can see, and move him out across the field to try and get this this artifact as well. Especially because this turret here is gonna definitely do some damage to these sand skimmers, but it will go down eventually. Oh, I feel for him there, like he's put it right in the divot on this hill there. I would never have known that existed. I think it's still... It got 2 sand skimmers, so it almost paid for itself there, but... Only 50 CUs shy of that. That's gotta sting. But yeah, like I was saying, you know... yeah, look at these floating pylons over here. But yeah, if the AAVs had been there with the base runner trying to secure this extraction, that wouldn't have happened. And he's moving out across the field now, but it's a little bit late. And indeed, I believe this base runner will go down. Maybe for the cost of a sand skimmer. Oh, that was excellent smoke there, just a little bit slow. Not sure if it was possible for him to save the base runner in that scenario, but he definitely did what he could, so that was good to see. This scanner here is going to notify the base runner that there is another AAV incoming, which is why I think it's a good placement. It shows you for this like middle artifact. Kind of like what's going on here. It's going for the scanner. I think that makes sense actually because you can always chase this base run. That's not going to be an issue, but the scanner you might forget to get, and then it'll still be up. Whenever you can take out a Gaalsien player scanner network, that is good times. And it's actually going to be heavy railguns coming out here from Begil. Heavy railguns, wow. Normally we go for assault railguns in this situation because, oh dear, look at these sand skimmers bravely sacrificing their life for nothing. That's a little bit unfortunate right there. And a missile ship. That's quite interesting. Missile ships are not going to be worthless here, especially with the smoke. You know, if a unit gets smoked off when it's about to die, like this AAV was, the missile ship can clear it out, but that's still very interesting. Anyway, the reason we go for assault railguns, usually in this scenario, and I noticed, by the way, support crews are coming out here, is because we're trying to, oh yeah, please use the barrage. Oh yes, it's going to be good. We're trying to go for railguns without opening ourselves up to LAVs, basically. And since assault railguns handle both of those quite nicely, you can make them without having to worry about the fact that you're not making LAVs, basically, or like a counter to LAV units, basically. I actually think this base runner is going to score, although it's definitely going to be close. This AAV got into the backlines on the resourcing. It's about to take out a salvager. There he goes. But he gets taken out. So just one salvager lost over on that side. The base runner does not make it. Look how close that was, but truly it was a good idea to take the scanner. He did have enough time, and he got this one too. So he's gotten some pretty good middle of the map control. I'd say if he had lost the artifact there, like if that one had been able to score, that would have been quite unfortunate. Oh yeah, A-game's online. Yeah, I forgot to, I don't know if that shows up in the recording, but I forgot to turn off the, like the Steam overlay. But anyway, if this artifact had managed to get out, I would say that the AAVs really didn't do much for Shrike, but he stopped an artifact, he managed to kill one salvager. I'd say that's enough, you know. It's enough of a... enough damage done by those. So going for heavy railguns, missile ships, I feel this makes him a little bit vulnerable against just big massive sand skimmers, but, or LAVs that is, but of course Shrike doesn't know that. I'd like to see him scouting out with a probe maybe, that would have been good. Begil definitely knows something there. He sees us in AAV now. I do like how Shrike's AAVs are keeping control of the field. I like that. And look at this backstab here too, you know? Very patient, very well done there, just kind of waiting there for the right moment to poke in. This poor sand skimmer definitely going to get killed right there as he gets suppressed. Very fitting word, I feel. Salvager's taking damage again, but this time there's no carrier to save them. He might not even notice because of this, you know, suppressed AAV right here. I don't know why that keeps happening. Carrier is moving in to respond, but it would be good to have these salvagers move off in this direction as well. Oh, and look at that smoke too. Knows the carrier is the response here, so he puts the smoke out there to try to stop it. And now it is sand skimmers being produced by Begil here, but that's not really going to do much in this scenario. Kind of a lot of sand skimmers queued up, don't you think? But that's alright. But already two salvagers have fallen to the brutality of this AAV, and it looks like he's going to take a third. Isaac, you killer. That should be all, though. I don't imagine this AAV can get another one. But definitely still good damage done here. Meanwhile, this AAV just kind of gets chipped away by those heavy railguns there. But still, definitely got value out of those AAVs, I gotta say. And he's ready to take a third base, this Shrike, once he gets the salvagers out there. He's not producing them right now, but he will be shortly. Begil basically even. He's also long distance mining over here. But it'd be nice to see his carrier move over there to be the drop-off point for those salvagers. Whole bunch of LAVs being produced now, though. And I'm not totally sure what Shrike has been going into. It looks like he's getting the second carrier production upgrade. These sand skimmers running in here to do some damage, but... oh, excuse me. Not going to find any openings right there, are they? Oh, and unfortunately they were still set to attack one of those railguns. Oh, good missile barrage there, though. Well done. The second one accidentally still queued up, but that's alright. His railguns are targeting sand skimmers, it's a bit unfortunate. There we go, now he's targeting railguns, and I believe he stands to win this railgun war here, and he also has the sand skimmer numbers. This is looking very good for Begil. With even more production slots available, though, Shrike should be able to pump out enough LAVs to counter this, I would have rather thought, and that is indeed what he's doing. making 3 at a time there, as you can see. And Begil floating tons of CUs. I'd love to see him do something with that. But yeah, you can see these LAVs just coming in en masse. They're attacking the railguns first, and he has gotten all of them. So these AAVs are kind of free to come in here now, which is very good for him because he was about to lose a support cruiser actually. But I'd love to see Shrike just power up his carrier a bit more, obviously, because he has that power. But that's all right, I suppose. Looks like Begil also coming in. Might choose to go for the railguns. Doesn't look like it. Has he gotten the... No, I was thinking he had the direct fire barrage upgrade. Looks like one missile ship is going to get taken out here. Not quite, no, because he didn't have any vision on it anymore. Touting a staggering 1 armor there for a second. A lot of base runners getting produced now. Looks like he wants to be going for artifacts. He's getting his power reserves teched up. So is Shrike. Both of these players looking pretty good moving on into the late game here. But there's no railguns left at all for Begil. And he is reproducing them. Oh, that's an unfortunate choice of words, but you get what I mean. I'd love to see another production cruiser. I feel that'd be a good investment here. The base runner's not bad either themselves. It's obviously important. There's railguns here, but they are kind of shielded by these AAVs. However, I believe he can just ignore these, honestly. He'll only lose about 2 sand skimmers if he comes in here and takes out these railguns and heads out, so... Although, what are the upgrades looking like? Actually, he's got full upgrades, doesn't he? Shrike does. And still no upgrades at all. At all, actually, from Begil. That's a little unfortunate. I think investing into these sand skimmer upgrades definitely would be a good use of resources here. Oh, that railgun just gets decimated. Divided by 10, you know. So the 2 missile ships going for direct fire barrages, and they're good actually. Look at this. Rinses that AAV. They should definitely get off of this hill though. And they will. I hear LAVs chewing away. There they go. The LAVs have found a nice opening into the back lines here. They're not upgraded either, but they're dealing with unupgraded railguns. So they can definitely have a bit of a field day there. These sand skimmers are attacking these railguns, opening up kind of the window for Begil's heavy railguns to get involved there, but they're taking a lot of damage. Now Begil's moving in with his carrier to try to deal with these LAVs, but with no new units coming in because of that, he managed to clean up all those heavy railguns that were incoming. This is looking a little tricky for Begil now. That production cruiser is finished, the one I said that he should be making, so hey, I can actually predict things sometimes. It's going to go to take out that third, or take up that third, I guess. But it's notable that Shrike has been on 3 bases basically this whole time. Begil barely has just gotten onto them, really. I hear LAVs chewing away. There they are. They're taking out this base runner right here. Sand skimmers dispatched to deal with this. And they shouldn't be any problem there. And the carrier being sent over here to clean up these railguns. And there's so few of them that I believe this will work with a carrier with this much power. And Power Reserve 4 is actually on the way. About to finish there. No sign of it from Shrike yet, although he does have the resources, as you can see. You should really go for the mag accelerator upgrade, though. That's a big one. Hold on, that base runner went down, really? I can't believe it. Well, for future reference, it's good to have the base runner move back. You know what I mean? Because then you can have the sand skimmers, like the reaction force, get there much sooner. But yeah, Begil's carrier, of course, is taking quite a lot of damage, but that's okay, because he's got healing, you know, it'll be fine. There's nothing else here that can, you know, even remotely threaten it at the moment. The sand skimmers are trying to find a nice opening, but unfortunately there's a whole bunch of AAVs right here who are going to dissuade them. They're going to take pretty heavy losses, actually. When this kind of stuff happens, you basically lose, you know, 1 sand skimmer per opponent AAV, because of that suppression ability. Which, by the way, it only affects sand skimmers and LAVs. There's been a bit of confusion, I think, about that in the past, but it doesn't affect things like base runners, assault ships, whatever. It's only LAVs and AAVs, or sorry, LAVs and sand skimmers that get affected by that. This carrier just running straight into the natural, or the main, that is. This is a bit of a misplay in my opinion, although he definitely has the power to get out of here, but that would be the right move, I believe. Just because there's you know, significant risk that he could get sniped off. Your Power Reserve 4 was researched by Shrike. Although Power Reserve 5 coming in for Begil now, that's not bad. But that's definitely not a place this carrier wants to be. Missile barrages are good though, they take out 2 railguns. And actually Begil taking a very dominant fight right here, especially these railguns up on the high ground. Look at the damage. He's clearing up his opponent's railguns like it's nothing. This missile ship here getting a little bit rinsed unfortunately, but good damage being done here. Now there's a Gaalsien missile barrage coming down on top of this carrier here. Not bad at all. I believe he's going to go for a carrier kill here. And I don't think there's really anything that Shrike can do to stop this. You can see he's powering up the armor, but... wow, that's going to be a carrier kill. Excellently done. I didn't see that coming at all. But that was quite a good railgun force, but the real thing that won him this was that they were up on the high ground. It was excellent. And having the carrier pop in there and take out a couple railguns before it left was good, because it softened the numbers, allowed him to win the railgun war. And then on top of that, just the fact that he got to Power Reserve 5 first and was able to use his cruise missile, basically, was very convincing. Excellently done there by Begil. He seemed to really have a good understanding of when he's able to come in and take that fight. So, that was a clean win. I was quite impressed.